Hi, Phyllis here. We're getting ready to make soup and I want to show you the ingredients. First we're going to use beef stock. This would be 4 cups and this is about 1.5 cups. This is the beef that was picked off the chuck roast that we had it for a couple of meals. We're actually going to end up having it for 3 meals. This is the waste from the chuck roast. That's 3 ounces and that's just fat and whatever. These are the spices I'm going to use. Italian seasoning, a bay leaf, dill weed, and salt. I'm going to also use a 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes. I'm going to use baby lima beans. I'm also going to use a little pasta, purple hull crowders. I'm going to use some of our collards that we grew in the garden. They're already cooked and frozen, and I froze those back in March. I'm going to use celery, and I buy the celery when it's on sale, several packs at a time, and I go ahead and cook it and freeze it. So this celery was actually in the water when I froze it. And we're going to use about, it's probably about 2 cups of onions and 1 very large bell pepper. And there's my stock pot right there that I'm going to cook the soup in. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get started on sauteing the onions and the bell peppers, and I will be back very shortly. Alright, we're back and we have cooked our onions and peppers, and now I'm going to add the beef stew. This is 4 cups. Beef stock. And this is about 1.5 cups. I'm going to go ahead and add the beef that I picked off of the fat. I'm going to go ahead and put in the bay leaves. And I'm going to put a little bit of dill weed in there. Now I'll put more at the end, and I'm going to put just a little bit of Italian seasoning. Now these are little pieces of celery that I bought on sale, and I just froze a lot of them. And the way you can freeze celery is go ahead and cook it and then freeze it in the water that you cooked it in. It'll be perfect for soup. So these were, the celery was purchased, I think, in April. I'm going to dump that in. Some of it's still frozen. Now these are the collards, and these collards came from our garden. And I just cooked them and didn't even cut the leaves up much or anything. Just took the big stems out of them. So they're already fully cooked, but I'm going to go ahead and dump them in now. And the way I cut them up is with the scissors. Just keep cutting them because you don't want great big collard leaves in your soup. So I'm just going to cut them up with the scissors. And then I'll dump them in. They're still, of course, somewhat frozen. Now the other thing that I'm going to dump in now is going to be the crowder peas. Now, these crowder peas I purchased at Walmart. They were frozen, and I got a big bag of them, but I'm only using, this is about, I think 2 cups is what this little bowl holds. So I'm going to go ahead and dump them in because they take about 45 minutes to cook. And that's fresh, hulled, I think they're purple hulled crowder peas. They've got 7 grams of protein in it per 1/4 of a cup. So that's pretty good. It's almost as good as meat. Now the baby lima beans don't take but about 15 minutes to cook, so I'm not going to put them in until closer to the end. But again, I've got the things that are going to take a while. And I did put some of the spices in now, and then I will put more in later. Now I'm going to also use some pasta, and I'm using what I've got on hand, which are these little bows, and that'll be my main starch. And I'm also going to put in a full 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes. Now, I get these on sale, and this is Southern Home brand, but I like the diced that don't have all those seeds in them, like if you just had whole tomatoes. So I think we can thank the Mexican people for this, because this is the way they like their tomatoes. All right, I think that we're good to go now, and I'm going to cut this up and bring it to a boil and cook it for about 45 minutes. Then I'm going to add the remainder of the ingredients. Our Crowder peas are completely cooked now, and I'm going to add in the baby green butter beans. I'm also going to add 4 more cups of water, a whole can, 28 ounces of the diced tomatoes, and I'm going to bring all this to a boil, and I'm going to go ahead and just put in my pasta. I'm probably going to need to add a little more water, but I'm going to go ahead and put in a little more Italian seasoning now. I use this because of the oregano, just sharpens up the taste of the vegetables. I'm also going to put in a little more dill weed. I just love the taste of dill weed, especially with fish. Alright, I'm going to put in just a little bit of salt. Stir that around, let it come to a boil, and I'll be boiling that probably for about 15 minutes, and then it'll be ready. So we'll be back then. This soup is now done, and I wanted to go over the ingredients with you one more time. I think you can read this. Of course, when you make soup, you know, you can put any different variety of beans or whatever that you want to, but these are the ingredients. All right, I'm going to dish up a bowl of that and let you see what it looks like. It's a very colorful soup, and this will be enough soup for us to eat all for supper all next week. Okay, I think you can see that. It's a really hearty soup. So anyway, we will see you next time.